On a seemingly ordinary day, tensions erupted in a way no one anticipated. The events unfolded around an altercation involving a young woman named Gonzalez and her sister, along with another woman named Ashley. The complications began when Ashley, the wife of Daniel Gonzalez, confronted Gonzalez about an ongoing emotional relationship with her husband. The scene took place in their apartment complex, a place that had been home to Gonzalez for about a year. The atmosphere was charged with emotions as Ashley sought to confront Daniel. Little did she know that this confrontation would lead to a chaotic series of events. Prelude to confrontation. The background of this altercation reveals a complex web of relationships marred by infidelity. Daniel Gonzalez had been emotionally involved with Gonzalez, which set the stage for a confrontation between the two women. Gonzalez had lived in her apartment for nearly a year, a space she considered her sanctuary, until Ashley came knocking. Ashley's arrival at Gonzalez's door was unexpected, but the purpose was clear. She claimed she wanted to speak with Daniel, a demand that escalated tensions almost immediately. When Gonzalez opened the door, Ashley confronted her, accusing her of having an inappropriate relationship with her husband. The accusation ignited a fierce argument, charged with emotions of betrayal, jealousy, and anger. Gonzalez found herself on the defensive, vehemently denying Ashley's claims. "I was not going to let her talk to me like that," she later reflected, recalling the moment of confrontation. The heated exchange quickly turned personal, and the atmosphere grew increasingly volatile. The physical altercation. As the argument escalated, the situation deteriorated further. Gonzalez described how Ashley, clearly overwhelmed with emotion, launched herself at her, leading to a chaotic physical confrontation that would last around 32 minutes. "I didn't go looking for a fight," Gonzalez recounted, "but when she came at me, I had to defend myself." The physical struggle that ensued was a blur of emotions and adrenaline. Both women were fueled by anger and hurt, and in the heat of the moment, Gonzalez felt compelled to fight back. Despite the difference in their physical sizes, she did not hold back. "I thought about how small she was, but I couldn't let her overpower me," she explained, emphasizing the instinctual nature of her response. The fight itself was tumultuous, punctuated by a series of punches, shouts, and insults. Gonzalez recalled that even in the midst of the struggle, Ashley made comments that perplexed her. "She was taunting me while we were fighting," Gonzalez noted, recalling how Ashley's words felt bizarre amidst the chaos. "It was like she was trying to provoke me even more." The physical confrontation was more than just a fight. It became a battleground for their emotions. Gonzalez's frustration grew as Ashley continued to insult her and their relationship with Daniel. "I couldn't understand why she was being so cruel," she said, still grappling with the intensity of the moment. Aftermath of the fight. When the altercation finally subsided, both women were left reeling. The chaos drew the attention of a third party, a neighbor or bystander, who called the police. Gonzalez described the moment when law enforcement arrived, feeling a mix of disbelief and anxiety. "I never imagined it would come to this," she reflected, her mind racing with thoughts of the confrontation and its repercussions. Upon arrival, the police assessed the situation, separating the parties involved to gather statements. Ashley was sent on her way after the officers arrived, while Gonzalez's brother, who had witnessed the events unfold, was furious. "He was livid about what happened," she recalled. "I knew better than to get involved in his business." Despite the confrontation ending, the emotional fallout lingered. Gonzalez found herself grappling with the consequences of the fight, worried about how it would impact her family, particularly her children. "I have kids, and I don't want them to see their mother in this light," she expressed, a deep sense of remorse evident in her voice. Investigation and uncovering the truth. In the aftermath of the incident, investigators began piecing together the details. They interviewed everyone involved, including Daniel, whose perspective added further complexity to the situation. He explained how Ashley had acted out of desperation, feeling betrayed by his infidelity. "I had no idea things would escalate like this," he confessed, still in shock over the series of events. Daniel revealed that Ashley had used his phone to send messages to Gonzalez, pretending to be him. "She was trying to manipulate the situation, and I didn't even know it was happening until it was too late," he explained, frustration evident in his tone. This revelation highlighted the layers of deceit that had led to the confrontation. The investigation also sought to understand the emotional context surrounding the altercation. They learned about the tumultuous relationship dynamics, revealing deep-seated feelings of betrayal and anger on both sides. Ashley's decision to confront Gonzalez was born out of a need for clarity but ultimately resulted in chaos. The tragic outcome. Tragically, the consequences of the altercation were dire. An autopsy report indicated that Ashley suffered blunt force trauma to the head, resulting in hemorrhaging in the brain and a rupture of the right adrenal gland. The cause of death was ruled as homicide, leaving everyone involved grappling with the devastating fallout. Gonzalez was left to process the gravity of the situation. "It feels like I'm going to hell," she said, her voice trembling with emotion. The realization that her actions had led to such catastrophic consequences weighed heavily on her conscience. "I never intended for this to happen," she confessed, tears streaming down her face. Reflecting on Ashley's physical stature, Gonzalez noted that it made the outcome even more heartbreaking. "She was small, and I didn't think it would go this far," she lamented, wrestling with the reality that a confrontation born of emotions had resulted in a tragic loss of life. Community reaction and reflection. The incident sent shockwaves through the community, prompting discussions about the complexities of relationships, the impact of emotional distress, and the potential for violence in confrontations fueled by betrayal. Friends, family, and neighbors struggled to come to terms with the events, questioning how such a tragedy could have unfolded. In the weeks following the incident, Gonzalez faced scrutiny from both the community and law enforcement. "I didn't know how to cope with the situation," she admitted, grappling with feelings of guilt and remorse. The emotional turmoil she'd experienced was compounded by the reality that her actions had irrevocably changed lives, including her own. As the investigation continued, the community reflected on the importance of communication and conflict resolution. Many wondered how the situation could have been handled differently, emphasizing the need for open dialogues to prevent misunderstandings and escalations in emotions. Conclusion? A cautionary tale. Ultimately, the Gonzalez altercation serves as a cautionary tale about the complexities of human relationships and the importance of emotional regulation. As Gonzalez continued to process the events, she reflected on her choices and the impact of those decisions. "I wish things had gone differently," she lamented, acknowledging that emotions can cloud judgment and lead to devastating outcomes. The tragedy affected everyone involved: Gonzalez, her family, Daniel, and Ashley, whose life was cut short due to a confrontation that spiraled out of control. The community grappled with the lessons learned, emphasizing the need for understanding and restraint in moments of heightened emotion. In the end, the incident serves as a stark reminder of the importance of communication, emotional awareness, and the potential consequences of unchecked anger. As Gonzalez processed the events, she hoped that others could learn from her experience, striving for better conflict resolution in their own lives.